That one's got to hype you up, Jays fans. Man, it felt bleak through 5 innings. But holy smokes, the Blue Jays beat the Rays at the Trop 6-2 and open up this series with a victory, a much, much needed win over Tampa. With Chris Bassett on the hill and you're facing Tyler Glasnow, let's be honest, and I said it in yesterday's game, did I feel confident going into this series? Did I feel confident going in against Glasnow after what we saw the Jays do against Garrett Cole? No. Did not feel very confident with that. And through the first 5 innings, it felt like that. The only run they scored in the first inning was, of course, former Blue Jay Harold Ramirez singling to center field, scoring Randy Arozarena, who ended up leaving the game midway through, something like that. So that's something to keep an eye on heading into tomorrow and heading into Sunday. But let's stick to this. And the offense was nowhere to be found, right? It was a soft liner from Cavan Biggio. That was about it for the offense for the Blue Jays through 5 innings. And then in the 6th, things start to turn. And it's incredible how this Blue Jays team, the pixie dust, the voodoo on the other team, I don't know what happens. But recently, they've done nothing at times and found ways to score runs. So top of the 6th, George Springer with 1 out, rips a single to center field. It could have been picked by the second baseman, does not. It ends up in center field for a 1 out single. George Springer steals second base. So now you have 2 chances with Bo and Vladdy up to drive him in and tie the ball game. Well, Bo drills one to first base, but the first baseman can't pick it. He gets a piece of it, but not enough. And it's into right field for a base hit, with it being softly, with it going off the glove and slowing the ball down a ton. The right fielder can't get to it in time, so Springer comes around to score, and the Jays have tied the game at 1. Great stuff. You got a lot of ball to play. And then things get wild. Because Bichette steals second base, and they must have picked something up on Glasnow because Springer and Bo steal. 2 steals in the same inning? This team has struggled stealing bases in the month of September, and they steal 2 in 1 inning? Wild. And they have a guy at second with 1 out, a chance to take the lead. Vladdy, really good at bat, draws a walk. Cavan Biggio comes up, and he is down 0-2 in the count. I mean, against Tyler Glasnow, you're down 0-2. It doesn't look great. But Biggio doesn't chase, continues to beat Cavan Biggio, and takes a really, really tough fastball at like 96 down and away just off the corner for ball 4 to load the bases with 1 out for Alejandro Kirk. He comes up, and I think every Jays fan is thinking one thing: don't hit a ground ball to short or second. Hell, don't hit a ground ball anywhere. Don't hit a ground ball anywhere. Don't hit a ground ball anywhere, because we all know, we've seen it so often this year. In big moments, the ground ball double play has destroyed this team. And Glasnow can't find the zone. He throws 2 straight balls to Kirk. He's thrown 6 in a row. He is struggling. Gets a couple strikes on Kirk, and then Kirk has a check swing. They go to the first baseman for check first, and he says no swing. Kevin Cash is not pleased on the bench, and I don't know if that ran the count. That might have been a 3-1. No, who was it? Was it a 2-1 count that ran to 3-1 or something like that? It ends up being full on Alejandro Kirk, and he takes a ball. I can't remember the hell the ball was, but he takes it for ball 4, and it walks in a run. I mentioned the pixie dust. It happened with the Yankees a few days ago, where their bullpen couldn't find the zone to save their life. And here, Glasnow is just cruising along, and then poof, can't find it. Right? Now you have the bases, now you bring up Matt Chapman, and we're all thinking Chapman's just looked cooked these first 2 at-bats. Then he hits him. He hits Matt Chapman. In comes Vladdy, and you got a 3-1 lead. What is happening here? They end up no, they didn't yank him. Did they yank him? Hold on. They brought in Kelly to face Chapman, and then he hit him. It's wild. And then Dalton Varsho comes up with 1 out, and the base is still loaded. And he singles up the middle for a base hit. In comes Biggio, and everyone's safe there. And then Merrifield strikes out. Espinal gets out. But the Jays now lead at 4-1, and they only had 3 hits in the inning. It's remarkable how this has happened. But who cares? At this point of the year, against that team, you will take it any day. When we're playing the Yankees or Oakland or Colorado or KC or whatnot, and they're just walking in runs, you can't be excited because you're like, well, there's a really bad team being really bad. But this is the damn Tampa Bay Rays, who are the best home record in all of baseball. And they just cooked themselves in that inning. But then we move to the 7th and things get... Or is it the 7th? Yeah, no. The 6th, the 8th... No, hold on a minute here. Yeah, the 7th inning, that's when Bassett allows the solo shot to Curtis Mead. A little Tropicana Field special over the really, really, really short porch in left field at 315 feet. They get a 4-2 ball game, and then with 2 out, he allows a single, and they bring in Jordan Hicks. He gets the strikeout of Pinto to end the inning. Then we go to the bottom of the 8th, and after striking out Yandy Diaz from Jordan Hicks, as he stayed out there, and then Margot hits an infield single, Rays baseball, and then a nasty, absolutely filthy slider, curve, slurve, whatever it was, I'd say more of a slider, from Jordan Hicks in a perfect spot. It was a full count to Josh Lowe, and he strikes him out big time. You saw the emotion from Jordan Hicks on the hill. Big stuff. And then, the one that scared Jays fans like crazy, and it was a Tropicana Field special. Harold Ramirez comes up and hits a little squibber just past Jordan Hicks. Chapman and Bo come together. No one picks up the baseball, and it goes by them. And Margot thinks he's going to try and get to third, but he takes about 5 or 6 steps off a second, realizes, oh crap, tries to get back, dives in. He's not even at the base yet. And Chapman gets the ball because Espinal fired the ball to him. He was covering, hold on a minute here. That was all over the place. As Margot rounded second, and he starts going to third. Espinal gets the ball. So Chapman goes to second to cover the base. Margot spins around and goes back, but he slides back. He's not even close to the base. Chapman gets the ball from Espinal, and he just loses his footing and just falls. And Margot jumps on the base, and we're like, are you flipping kidding me? You had this dude dead to right. The inning could be over, and that would have been it. But instead now, you bring the go-ahead run to the plate with Isaac Paredes, who has 29 home runs on the year, to the plate. This is a disaster waiting to happen against the Rays. They bring in Jordan Romano, and he walks Paredes on 4 pitches. Oh, God. Oh! But he gets Curtis Mead to ground out to Matt Chapman to end the inning. And the collective exhale from Blue Jay fans. But then we go to the top of the 9th inning, and Dalton Varsho comes on, and he drills a ball to right, and it's gone! Big time shot for Dalton Varsho, and it's now a 5-2 Jays lead. They regain their 3-run advantage. And that right there gave every Jays fan a breath of fresh air. Whit Merrifield then doubles because Margot couldn't track the ball in center field, and he tried to scoop it, missed it, then fell over. Margot was falling over all over the place in the bottom of the 8th and top of the 9th. So Whit's at second, tries to steal third, gets thrown out. I didn't like it. I liked the aggressiveness, and I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, you're up 5-2 already. You've got Espinal at the plate, so you want to make it simple for the kid. For one, Whit Merrifield does love to try and steal third base. He must have seen something with Jason Adam. He got a really good jump, but it was a perfect throw from the catcher right on the money, and he was tagged out just barely. But if that throw is a foot somewhere else, he's safe. But it is what it is, and he gets thrown out. Then Santiago Espinal doubles center field, and you're like, of course he did, right? That would have been another run. But then on a wild pitch, Espinal up to third, and then George Springer to chopper over the third baseman. In comes Espy, the Jays lead at 6-2, and then Romano locks this baby down, and the Blue Jays win it 6-2 over the Tampa Bay Rays. It wasn't pretty. It didn't feel great for most of the game, but that's been the story of the 2023 Blue Jays. You won a good ball game, and you don't know how. Let's get to these team stats. Somehow you had 8 hits. 2 for 5 for George Springer, a run scored, RBI for him. Bo went 1 for 5 with a run scored. Vladdy went 0 for 3, but he walked twice and came around to score. Really good approach to the plate for him today. I understand he had 3 ground ball outs, but the 2 walks were really good walks, and obviously came around to score on one of them, so it's good stuff there. Matt Chapman with the bat just looked horrific. Kirky 0 for 3, horrific, but he got an RBI with the walk. So did Chapman with the hit by pitch. But Dalton Varsho has 2 home runs in his last 4 games. And had some big hits in this one. The base hit up the middle to put you up 4-1. and the home run to kind of settle things down and regain your 3-run advantage. 2 for 4, the run scored, 2 RBIs, the home run for Dalton. Great stuff. 8 hits total for the Blue Jays, 10 strikeouts. They walked 4 times, 3 in the 1 inning. 3 consecutive walks, wait, may I add? Actually, was there 4 in that inning? Hold on a minute here. Let me quickly go back to that top of the 6th. So it was, no, it was three walks in that 1 inning. So there wasn't, the 4th walk wasn't in that one. Pitching wise, with all the craziness that happened with the offense, Chris Bassett was remarkable. Absolutely. Other than a hanging changeup to Curtis Mead, he was great. 6 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts, didn't walk anybody. Awesome. Jordan Hicks was very good. Sure, he allowed 2 hits. Neither left the infield. A clean inning of work, 2 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts, pounding the fastball, and then picking spots for a slider, just catching guys off guard. Beautiful stuff from him. And Jordan Romano goes an inning and a third, walks Paredes, obviously, but strikes out 1, no runs, no hits, picks up save number 36, and more importantly, the Blue Jays win this ball game. It's a great stuff. On to the next one. But before we get to that, let's get to these standings watch, shall we? Or let's get to the out-of-town scoreboard. So, the Houston Astros are down 7-2 to the Kansas City Royals. If KC can hold on to that win, the Jays will be a game and a half up on Houston, and the Jays hold the tiebreak. I'll leave it at that. Texas is beaten up on Seattle 8-4, and I believe the season series between Texas and Seattle, I think Texas is crushing them in the season series. I could be wrong with that, but it is what it is. Oriole fans, let's go here. I mean, we did you a favor. We also want the favor as well, because we want that last series against Tampa to be meaningless. We want you guys to win the division, but they're down 7-6 right now in the 8th of the Guardians. Hopefully the Orioles can come back and win that ball game, but it is what it is. More importantly, Jays fans, the fellas did their job today. With the win, the Jays record now jumps to 86-68 on the year, 18 games above 500, back to their high water mark, and you beat Tyler Glasnow. Tomorrow, 4:10 first pitch of the Trop, Hyun Jin Ryun gets the ball for the Blue Jays. Zach Little gets the ball for the Rays in game 2 of this 3-game set down at the Trop. You won the first game. You want a series win. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the W today, smack that like button. I do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game? For the Toronto Blue Jays, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that great stuff is down below. And comment down below, guys. Go nuts. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Game 2 of the 3-game set at the Trop. Jays, Rays, Ryu and Little is the pitching matchup there at 4:10 at the Trop. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and of course this win today. We'll talk to you guys then.